Now to the Democratic candidates. 5 states up for grabs tomorrow. Hillary Clinton trying to close in on the nomination as Bernie Sanders promises to fight for every last delegate. ABC's John Carl is here where the race stands for the Democrats. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Robin. With 5 states in the Northeast voting tomorrow, Hillary Clinton is hoping for a clean sweep that would put her well on the way towards clinching the Democratic nomination.
Hillary Clinton is looking to finally close the deal.
I will stand up and fight for you through this campaign all the way into the White House.
Clinton already has 80% of the delegates she needs to clinch the nomination, but Bernie Sanders is conceding nothing.
This campaign is doing well and will win.
But what do those diehard Sanders supporters do if Hillary Clinton wins the nomination? This week, George asked Sanders if he would rally his supporters to get behind Clinton.
You know, I can't snap my finger and tell people what to do, but what I will do is do everything that I can to make sure that somebody like a Donald Trump or some other right-wing Republican does not become president of the United States.
Meanwhile, in an exclusive interview with ABC News, billionaire Charles Koch, who with his brother David and a network of big donors has spent hundreds of millions of dollars to help elect Republicans over the years, offered some unexpected praise for Bill Clinton and maybe even Hillary.
Am I hearing you correctly? You think Bill Clinton was a better president than George W. Bush?
Well, in some ways. In other ways, I mean, he wasn't an exemplar.
Yeah.
But as far as the growth of government, the increase in spending on restrictive regulations, it was 2.5 times under Bush that it was under Clinton.
So is it possible another Clinton could be better than another Republican
It's
next time around?
It's possible.
You couldn't see yourself supporting Hillary Clinton, could you?
Well, we would have to believe her actions would be quite different than her rhetoric. Let me put it that way.
Hillary Clinton responded via Twitter saying she isn't interested in a Koch endorsement. Cruz also reacted, insisting that Koch was only talking about what would happen if Donald Trump were the nominee. But George, Koch slammed all of the Republican candidates, including Cruz, calling them terrible role models.
Yeah, that was an eye-opening interview. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but we're joined here by Matthew Dowd as well. Let's start out with this case at Cruz, this alliance overnight. A lot of top Republicans like Mitt Romney have been calling for this several weeks ago. So is this too little too late?
I think it is too little too late. I think it's some bizarre show of Survivor that we're seeing in the course of this. The last time an alliance was formed like this was when Batman and Lex Luthor got together to try to beat Superman. And the only thing that helped was Superman in the course of that. I think this totally feeds the narrative that Donald Trump's been saying is the system's rigged, I'm against the system, and when they do this, it's only going to bolster Donald Trump.
At the same time, John, now Ted Cruz pointing towards Indiana, which is next Tuesday, and he may have one more move up his sleeve.
Yeah, there's an increasing sense of desperation in the Cruz campaign. They have to change the trajectory. I would not be surprised to see him name a running mate even before the Indiana primary next week to try to get an extra boost, basically a running mate that would help him through the rest of the primaries.
And that would be something that helped for Ronald Reagan back in 1976, got him close.
And if there's one person I would put on that list, and maybe only one person, it's Carly Fiorina.
She's been campaigning with him already. Meantime, on the Democratic side, Matthew, we just heard Hillary Clinton throwing away that Charles Koch endorsement, saying she didn't want it. But we are seeing a bit of a shift in tone on the Sanders side as they face what could be more losses tomorrow.
Yeah, I think they're wise. They understand the map. I think they're now finally coming to a place of acceptance in the course of this. It's like a long place through denial, through anger, through that. I think they're going to get to a place of acceptance after tomorrow. And they'll basically run a message campaign. They'll stay in, but they'll run a message campaign through California as opposed to thinking they could actually beat Hillary Clinton.
And John Carl, your interview with Charles Koch, if he and his brother sit out this race completely over the fall, that's several $100 million that won't be spent for Republicans.
Yeah, so you hear Hillary Clinton saying she doesn't want the Koch endorsement. Well, the Kochs are not going to endorse Hillary Clinton, but boy, would she welcome them sitting on the sidelines. And I think that's where it's heading. I don't see them getting involved in the presidential. They'll play in the Senate and House races, perhaps, but I do not think that they're going to play in the presidential.
Okay, John Carl, Matthew Dowd.